I have a problem. Its name is sugar, and I don't like having a problem that can easily turn into a ton of problems. Future Sam here. It turned out that I already have another problem, but for now, back to addressing the sugar issue. The sweets have been creeping in for around a half year now, and I'm not overweight, but I can definitely feel the effects of my sweet consumption on my mood and my fluctuating energy level, and also my digestion. I won't go into details here, but my gut is just not happy. Since I have a friend with an eating disorder, I'm not a big fan of strict diet plans or cutting out entire food categories, so I won't ban myself from eating sweets, but I want to see if I can reduce my consumption simply by being more aware of the stuff that I'm eating. To reach this higher level of awareness, I'm going to document my food intake in a calorie tracking app for the next 30 days. I know that calorie tracking can also lead to problematic behavior around eating, but I think for a short period of time, it's a great tool to document food intake in a convenient way and spot patterns around eating. When searching for a calorie tracking app, I have been looking for apps with good reviews on the App Store, and I also wanted a European app because I hope that more of the products that I can buy in the grocery stores here will be on the app if it's from Europe as well. Based on that, I have chosen to use Lifesums. I'm currently in the sign-up process, and I've already encountered a problem because the app wants to know what my current weight is, which I don't know because I care so little about that number that I don't even own a scale, and I only weigh myself when I visit my family and think of it. But based on those numbers that I have from the past, I weigh myself like twice a year maybe. I'll just put in 70 kilograms as a rough estimate and hope that works. I'm done with the sign-up process, and Lifesums has set a calorie target of almost 2000 calories for me. But since I already had breakfast, I went into my kitchen to log that in. I had a banana and a slice of bread. I'm a bit nervous to see how much that is. I'm done putting in my breakfast into the app, and it said that my breakfast had 302 calories, and the recommended amount appears to be at least 500 calories. Yeah, we will see how the rest of the day develops. I biked to the home improvement store and had a sandwich biscuit before leaving the house, and now it's already lunchtime, so I'm measuring out my oatmeal to be able to track it. I always eat my oatmeal with water, so there is no milk to track, but I do add in some agave syrup for some sweetness. So this provides me with another 538 calories, which puts me to a total of 964 calories for the day so far. I'm using the afternoon to repaint my entryway, and I need a little energy boost, so I'm having a couple of biscuits. I'm about to cook dinner, and it's going to be whole grain pasta, and I'll make a sauce of these canned tomatoes, the kidney beans, and some beans and the chards that I've just harvested in my garden. So this is dinner. I used Lifesums AI tracking feature where you can just put in a picture of your food and it automatically calculates the calories and the macronutrients. And for this portion, it calculated 448 calories. I ate another portion of the pasta and the sauce for dinner, and that puts me at 2234 calories for the day, which is a bit more than the app calculated for me to need. Good morning, happy Friday. I'm just having this slice of bread before going for my run. I absolutely love this bread because it's so delicious just on its own. I'm back from my run and it felt amazing this morning. I'm having the second part of my breakfast, which is this huge portion of watermelon today. It's 565 grams, but according to Lifesums, it's only 215 calories, and I would have never guessed that a half kilogram of fruit can be this low in calories. It's around 2 hours later and I'm having a protein bar as a snack. I often crave these on the days where I go for a run, or maybe I'm just addicted to artificial sweeteners, who knows. I had the same oatmeal for lunch as yesterday, and now I'm having a bit of cucumber as an afternoon snack, and I'm going to dip it into this hummus. And for tracking, I weighed this before, and I'm going to weigh it again after I've eaten so that I can track the difference. Really takes some time getting used to tracking all that. I ended the day with 2 portions of leftovers from yesterday for dinner, and I still had some pasta left when the sauce was gone, so I ate another portion of just pasta with some ketchup. I also wanted to mention that it's mostly due to the fact that I've got time off from my corporate job at the moment, that I'm not eating as many sweets as you've seen in the intro. I think that's going to change on Monday when I have to work my 9 to 5 again. It's Monday and I'm back to working. I've just learned that my new boss is sick long term. I had mentioned it in my last video that he called in sick on the day where I was supposed to have my annual feedback conversation. He didn't came back since, and is also probably not going to come back for a while. So we've been assigned an interim manager, and the interim manager is the 4th manager that I've had in this company, and I haven't even been here for 3 years, and it's just exhausting to get used to a new manager every couple of months. But now I'm going to win my score by eating this huge chocolate bar with coconut cream. I'm really excited about that. It's Saturday, which means that I have calorie tracked during work week for the first time. Well, I'm glad that I'm doing this calorie tracking experiment because I did not expect the results that I've gotten. Until now, I've always eaten based on how hungry I am, and I thought that is an okay indicator for how much food I should be eating because I was able to maintain a healthy weight so far. But as it turned out, hunger leaves the conversation more or less during the work week. I gotta go somewhere else. On Monday till Thursday, so the first 4 days, I've averaged a calorie deficit of 651 calories, with Wednesday being the worst day with a deficit of 1,000 calories. On Wednesday, I only had one of these instant chicken soups and a bunch of sandwich biscuits, and on another day I had a plate of tomato and mozzarella for dinner and was full after that. On Friday afternoon and today on Saturday, I've easily eaten over 3,000 calories, and I've done that based on how hungry I was, so I do catch up calorie-wise during the weekends, but I don't think that this is healthy long term, and it also explains why I often feel so energy depleted during the work week, and on some days don't have the energy to do sports, for example. It feels like I'm in a vicious cycle during the work week of not being hungry, therefore having less energy, therefore having a worse mood, therefore being even less hungry, and so on and so forth. Fortunately, that cycle resets on the weekends, but it's definitely something that I want to look into the next week. It's Thursday and I feel like I'm making some progress in terms of my eating consistency this work week. I always feel nauseous when I'm eating a full breakfast, even though I'm not hungry. So what I started to do this week is that I cut my slice of bread into little pieces that I can snack on while working. I used to have a rule in the past that I don't eat while doing anything in front of a screen, because there was this large movement in the media a couple of years ago that really promoted mindful eating. But I think that we all have to adapt to what's working for us in our unique situations, and if that's the way that I can eat more consistently during the work week, I think that's the right way to do in my current situation. 2 work weeks have passed since I've last talked about numbers, and I'm happy to report that my average workday calorie deficit is down to 340 calories, which means that I've halved that calorie deficit. Before starting to snack my breakfast, I often didn't eat until the evening on working days, and starting to eat earlier has on the one hand side allowed me to eat more during the day simply because the time window for eating is larger, and on the other hand it has also improved my energy during the workday a lot, which also improves my overall mood. This evening I'm going to meet some friends. We will eat burgers and watch a movie at the cinema, and I really look forward to this break from the everyday because I've been ruminating a lot about the results of this calorie tracking experiment, because I feel like the results are an invitation for overall change, and I kind of doubt that I have the energy to follow all the implications that this would have. On the note of changing habits, I have habit stacked the foam rolling on top of the yoga that I do on the weekends, and have foam rolled every Saturday and Sunday since that 30-day experiment. It's day 30 and I'm about to end my calorie tracking experiment with 2 portions of lentil salad. Over the course of the last 30 days I've eaten an average of 1,993 calories a day, which is 6 calories less than what Lifesums has recommended. On to the big question. Do I eat less sweets now? Yes, I do. I crave sweets a lot less than before, and during this last week of the experiment I had some days where I haven't eaten sweets at all, which didn't happen for months before calorie tracking. I'm still on a journey regarding my sweets consumption and my eating consistency throughout the week, but I think that this calorie tracking experiment has been a really good impulse for me, and it also left me with a number of other areas that I can improve on. Apparently I should be eating more protein, less salt, and less processed foods. Also, Lifesums keeps insisting that I should strength train more, and if even a food app does that, that's probably a warning sign. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe if you want to see what I'm up to next.